Okay guys, so here I am after blending. And the next thing that I wanted to talk about is outlining. And there are two ways, well there's probably more than two ways to do this, but there are two ways that I'm going to talk about doing this. And in this video, I'm going to show you kind of how to finish this up and be done with it. So I still have my blue line laying on top of my drawing. If I come into my layers and turn off my blue line, you'll see it really doesn't look very finished at all. Looks a little scary. So what I did was, for one option, I just took black with the same pencil that I've been using the whole time, the dry ink. Again, you can use whatever you want. And I added in a black outline. So I did that already, like a cooking show, so that you could see it. So there's my miles with a black outline. And it looks okay, but it's not really like the look that I was going for. So I wanted to talk a little bit about adding in a tonal outline. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna leave the black on. You can leave your blue on when you're doing this step. But I'm gonna make another layer right on top. And what you'll do when you're making a tonal outline is you will take a slightly darker version of the neighboring colors to create your outline in a certain area. So if I were down here in the shirt, okay, I would get my darkest version of this color. There's my darkest version. I'm coming into the picker and I'm gonna pull down so that my color is a little bit darker. And then my outline for that color would be, a darker version of the colors in that area. Okay, so there's my outline of the shirt with a darker version of that color. I would do the same thing here, just eyedropper, my darkest color, come into the picker, get a darker version. Same thing with each area. My outline is kind of sketchy because that's more of my style, but your outline can be however you want it to be in your style. Do I need to go darker than that? I think so. And you can get really specific, so if I wanted to change my color for the mouth and do a different color, I could. Okay, and you would do this for all of your areas, just with the darker version of your color. And then when you were finished, you would turn off your blue layer and see how it looks. Now, I don't love the way that it looks on the eyes, so I'm going to take that away. And I'm going to come in with more of like a blackish brown color. Okay, and I think that works better. So you would do that for the whole thing. I didn't do all of the areas yet, but that's how you add in a tonal outline, and I think it just works better if your style is a little bit more realistic like mine is. So obviously mine is still a character, but it's got a little bit more of like realistic features. If you did something totally different than this, then maybe a tonal outline is not for you, but it's something that I'm into, and I think it looks pretty interesting, and I wanted you guys to have the option to do as well. And then after you add in your outline, then you can start thinking about the space around your character. You can add in as much or as little as you want, but all I did to finish mine off was add in a shadow. So I turned it off, but I just took, you know, a darker version of my background color, and I just, with my paintbrush, added in on its own layer some shadow, and then blended it out. So, and then using your blender, same thing as you did for all the shading on the actual character. All right, so that is how to finish up your character that you've worked so hard on. I can't wait to see how these look. Let me know if you have any questions.